Part 55. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 541. After killing Kong Nian, several diamond scratch-off cards appeared on the spot. Qin Feng ignored everyone's surprised looks, walked in the air near the corpse, and picked up all the cards. Ding! Congratulations to the host who successfully used the diamond scratch-off card and obtained 100,000 top-grade divine pills. Ding! Congratulations to the host who successfully used the diamond scratch-off card and obtained 300 pieces of 5-star fairy gold. Ding! Congratulations to the host who successfully used the diamond scratch-off card and obtained 8 10,000-year-old elixir realm purple vermilion fruits. Ding! Congratulations to the host who successfully used the diamond scratch-off card and obtained the first-class fairy sword. The system beeps continuously, making Qin Feng look very happy. The rewards obtained from this scratch card are much more than those from adventure. What happened? There was an earth-shattering divine voice just now nearby. Could it be that a secret treasure has been born? At this time, countless monks came from the air. These people were all masters who had entered the second level and were passively attracted here. Let me go, aren't those corpses from the Kongxian clan? Did Kong Nian be killed? A monk recognized the identity of the corpse from the corpse's clothing in the mountains, and the place was boiling. Who did this? Have you dared to kill the monks of the Kongxian clan? Are you taking the courage of a bear and a leopard? The crowd was talking a lot. It was no small matter that a monk from the Kongxian clan in the ancient Holy Land was beaten to death. Who did this? At this time, a monk from the third level of the princes looked at Qin Feng and others who were about to leave. Qin Feng and Wang 11 have not left yet, which makes this person think that they are witnesses. Qin Feng didn't care about this and was too lazy to answer. He greeted Suzaku and Yeching Cheng and prepared to leave. Did I let you go? The monk from the Kongxian clan looked at Qin Feng quietly, his voice was cold, and a terrifying energy wave bloomed. You are in such a hurry to escape. Could it be that your elders did it? Kong Ji's eyes were filled with murderous intent. He looked directly at Qin Feng with surging murderous intent. Whoever dares to kill them. The existence of the Kongxian clan is simply a matter of life and death. If it weren't for the fact that Qin Feng's cultivation level was only the 8th level of divine light, he would have thought that Qin Feng did it. Tell me, who did it? Seeing that Qin Feng ignored him, Kong Ji, a master of the Kongxian clan, looked at Wang 11's junior sister. His powerful soul radiated out and directly locked onto Wang 11's figure. Wang 11's junior sister felt the pressure from Kong Ji, and instantly turned pale with horror, her body trembling with fear. Who are you talking about? Suddenly, Kong Ji shouted loudly, his voice was deafening, and he used a magical power similar to the roar of a Buddhist lion. At this moment, Wang 11's junior sister's heart was shaken and her soul was blank. She subconsciously raised her hand, pointed at Qin Feng, and said, "It's him." As Wang 11's junior sister finished speaking, she was stunned first. She looked at Qin Feng in horror, her eyes becoming very panicked. The other party obviously saved them, but she was distracted and identified Qin Feng as the murderer, which made her feel very guilty. "Sir, I didn't mean it." Wang 11's junior sister became extremely panicked and was about to cry. This result was not what she wanted. "It's okay, I don't care." Qin Feng's Taoist clothes were fluttering, but he just stood there quietly, with a calm look on his face, which made the junior sister calm down instantly. This is not the other party's fault. Qin Feng is still too petty to cause trouble for her. Is it really you? Kong Ji's eyes were cold, and his figure was erratic in the void. He was surprised that a mere monk in the divine realm actually killed the powerful Kong Nian. Kong Nian's cultivation level has reached the second level of the princes. It is obviously extremely unusual for the opponent to be able to kill Kong Nian and others. Take your life. Although Kong Ji was cautious, behind him, a monk from the Kongxian clan suddenly disappeared out of thin air and took the initiative to attack Qin Feng. In his opinion, Qin Feng only has the cultivation level of Shenzhou realm. As long as he kills Qin Feng and rectifies the name of the Kongxian clan, it will definitely be a great achievement. Hiss! What a terrifying movement technique! Near the valley, countless monks were in an uproar, and they were all shocked. In front of everyone, the monk disappeared out of thin air. The magic of his movement was jaw-dropping. Qin Feng stood there quietly without any panic. His fiery golden eyes penetrated the void and saw the figure of the monk. Brush! As the space distorted, the figure of the monk from the Kongxian clan flashed and instantly merged with the void. A slender fairy sword appeared on Qin Feng's side and slashed forward. Qin Feng's eyes were sharp and discerning. He turned slightly sideways and took action calmly. The immortal king's heaven-suppressing finger shot out a bright and crystal light beam. When there was a shocking loud noise in the void, and the immortal king's heaven-suppressing finger pointed at the immortal sword, like the tip of a needle against the awn of wheat. Immediately afterwards, the brilliance spread, and the fairy sword was like rotten wood, shattering into pieces and disappearing into nothingness. Damn, what a terrifying stealth technique! The most terrifying thing is that young man who saw through the Peacock clan's stealth. Countless monks were talking about it. This situation really shocked them. Brush! The cultivator was very surprised. He didn't expect Qin Feng to be able to see through his whereabouts. He moved his body and used the secret method of the Kongxian clan again to attack Qin Feng. Boom! The world was trembling. A huge foot appeared from behind Qin Feng. The stealth was too abrupt and people could not detect the fluctuations. When the footprints appeared, they instantly covered the sky and flowed out a terrifying energy wave, trying to beat Qin Feng into a pulp. Dang! Qin Feng was still fearless. He used the Sun Fist instantly. A bright light that shook the sky and the earth hit the opponent's footprints. For a while, the sound was deafening. Ripples spread in the sky, as if beating the drum of the gods, making people's eardrums buzz. Some cultivators of low realms were dizzy and almost collapsed to the ground. And the cultivator who attacked Qin Feng was shaken and flew back hundreds of meters away. His blood and chi rolled, and his mouth and nose bled. He was seriously injured. Swish! At this moment, Qin Feng stepped on the Nixian step, and his figure disappeared. In an instant, he appeared above the cultivator and stepped down with an extremely fast speed. Everyone found that his body skills were even better than those of the Kongxian clan. The cultivator was horrified. He looked at Qin Feng in the air, and his momentum was like an ancient sacred mountain pressing down on him, which frightened him to the extreme. He could feel that this kick was powerful and countless times more terrifying than the one he had just hit. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 542. Not far away, many of the spectators' monks all turned pale. They thought they could not resist such might. Qin Feng not only blocked such might, but also directly counterattacked and killed. It was really terrifying. The monk naturally could not sit and wait for death. There was a bright light on his body, and a heavy aura surged out. At the same time, he clenched his fist, flowing out a terrible fist force, and hit the sky, trying to imitate Qin Feng's sun fist just now and block Qin Feng in the air. However, he miscalculated. He did not have the God King physique like Qin Feng. Although he also had the strength of the first level of the lords, this could not stop Qin Feng at all. Qin Feng's feet, the momentum of the flowing God mountain suppressed, making the world rumble, and the terrifying power pressed down, shaking out the energy like the ocean, the Taiyan Qi washed, covering the sky and the sun. Bang! The Taiyan Qi was diffused, Qin Feng shook his feet, and the void was trembling, making everyone present change color. Especially the cultivator of the Kongxian clan who was fighting against Qin Feng. Facing Qin Feng's foot was like facing an ancient holy mountain. The foot made the void collapse, and directly crushed his fist into the void. At the same time, the energy blessed by the 9 prohibitions was superimposed dozens of times, and the palm of the cultivator was crushed and flew out. The disciples of the Kongxian clan are just like this. Who else dares to fight me alone? If there is no one, why don't you all come together? Qin Feng was suspended in the air, with his hands behind his back, and his expression was very calm. At this time, he had learned from countless cultivators around him that the cultivator in front of him was from the Kongxian clan. The Kongxian clan in the ancient Holy Land is extremely powerful in Nanling and is one of the famous holy places in Nanling. This person wanted to avenge Kong Nian before, that is to say, the people he just killed were all from the Kong clan in the ancient Holy Land. If this matter was spread, it would definitely make the Kongxian clan crazy. I can kill you alone. Kong Ji, one of the leaders of these people, stepped forward and shouted. The other party was so young, but he didn't take their Kongxian clan seriously. If this matter spread out, it would ruin the reputation of their Kongxian clan. And in front of thousands of cultivators around, if the Kongxian clan didn't dare to fight the other party alone, it would make the Kongxian clan a laughing stock. Kong Ji is worthy of being a true disciple of the Kongxian clan. After seeing the other party's terrifying strength, he dared to fight alone. He is really confident. In the distance, countless cultivators were all amazed. They probably understood the reason for the matter. The young man in front of them killed Kong Nian of the Kongxian clan and some cultivators alone, which surprised them all. And now, the other party kicked a Kongxian clan prodigy away with one foot. Such strength is indeed extremely powerful. After seeing such a method, Kong Ji of the Kongxian clan still dared to fight the opponent alone, which shows that she has sufficient confidence in her own strength. Swish. At this moment, Kong Ji also merged with the void, and his forward movement technique was obviously more powerful than the previous cultivator. Qin Feng's fiery eyes penetrated the void and searched for Kong Ji's figure. The opponent's strength was indeed outstanding, but Qin Feng's fiery eyes just restrained this kind of body movement, and Fifan was still discovered by him. In an instant, Qin Feng moved, and between his palms and fingers, the immortal King Zhentian finger penetrated the void and accurately determined Kong Ji's position. The finger light was so bright that it was extremely bright. Kong Ji's figure just appeared and he found the threat. The opponent's finger light seemed to be waiting for him to come to the door. Bang! The void was trembling, and Kong Ji punched Qin Feng's finger light, trying to smash the immortal King Zhentian finger he hit. However, Qin Feng's finger light was too bright and powerful. Under the blessing of the 9 forbiddens, he could not stop it at all. The dazzling finger light was like a battle between immortal swords, and the rosy rays of light penetrated the void and hit Kong Ji's fist on the spot. Then, the finger sword moved forward, and even Kong Ji's king body could not stop it. His fist was pierced in an instant, and blood gushed out. Ah! Kong Ji screamed and screamed. He was one of the 2 most powerful people in the Kongxian clan. The young man in front of him actually restrained the body skills of their Kongxian clan, and he was injured in an instant. Swish! At this moment, the Peacock clan monks around him did not care about giving Kong Ji a chance to perform. They felt that if one person attacked alone, he would definitely not be the opponent of the man in front of him. If they could not kill the other party, if this matter was spread, their Kongxian clan would become a real laughing stock. Kill! This kid must die, to avenge Kong Nian and others. The cultivators of the Kongxian clan flew in the air, and the magic swords and magic weapons appeared in the void, attacking Qin Feng. Swish! At this time, Qin Feng's speed was extremely fast, and the reverse immortal step made him disappear from the spot as if he was traveling through the void. This sudden change made the countless magic weapons and magic swords of the Peacock clan all hit empty. The magic swords and magic weapons hit the ground, causing the mountains to spread out a vast sea of energy waves, flying sand and rocks, and blowing an energy whirlwind. Immediately afterwards, Qin Feng's figure appeared above the Kong Kong clan, and he appeared. The immortal king's heaven-suppressing finger and Kunpeng's divine form, under the blessing of the Nine Forbiddens, were like the sky pressing down, vibrating out an unfathomable force. Boom! A huge roar came from the void, like thunder in the sky. The immortal king's heaven-suppressing finger and Kunpeng's divine form swooped down, shaking out a torrent of energy, causing several disciples of Kong Xian's clan to shatter in the sky, their bodies and souls destroyed. Nima. Looking for death. The lips of the cultivators of the Kong Xian clan were trembling. They watched their own cultivators being killed, but they were powerless. This made them pale and extremely angry. Not far away, countless cultivators were all in an uproar. This was really incredible. This young man actually beat the idol clan, which was famous for its speed and body skills. The opponent's body skills were even more terrifying and unexpected. Every time he made a move, the cultivators of the Kong Xian clan would pay a heavy price. Why do I feel that this person is not a cultivator of the Wuxiang realm? This should be an old figure with hidden cultivation. The countless cultivators watching from afar were all surprised and their mouths were wide open. Some of them were pale and their bodies were shaking. The Nanling Kongxian clan, as an ancient holy land, is it going to fall into the hands of young people today? You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 543. Who are you anyway? Next to Kongji, another leader shouted. He is the strongest person who came later. His strength has reached the peak of the third level of the princes. He is also one of the two masters along with Kongji. And Kongji also looked livid. In just a short moment, several disciples of the Kong family died here, but they didn't know who the enemy in front of them was. A being who is so young and so powerful cannot be an ordinary person. You wouldn't have heard of me even if I told you, I'm from the Qin clan of Dongzhou. Qin Feng was suspended in mid-air, his white Taoist robes flying. His eyes were extremely bright, and he had an aloof aura. Qin Feng, where have you heard this name before? I have never heard that the Qin tribe in the ancient Holy Land has such a young holy son. Countless monks around them all frowned. The only thing that was most famous in Dongzhou was the ancient Qin tribe in that powerful Holy Land. However, I have never heard of such a young saint son level figure in the Qin clan. After all, they are all monks from Nanling. This entire ancient continent is extremely huge. From Dongzhou to Nanling, it would take more than 10 years for a mortal to walk there. But the monks worked tirelessly and had no time to reach the border without 10 days and a half. Relatively speaking, except for the most famous beings in several major holy places, they would not care about some young monks. However, not everyone is as ignorant as the low-level monks, just like Kongji, who suddenly remembered this name. Are you Qin Feng, the holy son of the Vermilion Bird Holy Land? Kongji suddenly felt a buzzing in his head. In Yanbizhong, there was an ancient holy land. The holy son of the Suzaku Holy Land was named Qin Feng. Could this be a person? It is said that a new holy son of the Vermilion Bird Holy Land is an abandoned disciple of the Qin clan. Some of the monks around were extremely shocked. Even if they had not heard of Qin Feng's name, they knew about the ancient holy land in Yanbei. The strength of the ancient holy land is extremely profound. Some living fossil-level beings are extremely powerful. No matter how ignorant they are the top existences in the ancient continent. No wonder he has the strength to go retrograde and defeat immortals. He turns out to be the holy son of the ancient holy land. Many monks were stunned. The young man in front of them was as elegant as an immortal. He was actually a holy son of the ancient Holy Land. No wonder he was so strong and had such deep strength. In the ancient family, there is an unwritten rule that when the younger generation competes, the older generation will never interfere. Otherwise, the two holy lands are so powerful that they can be compared to one country. If an older figure takes action, it will be like a war between the two holy lands, with unimaginable consequences. Moreover, in the Holy Land, if young disciples have not experienced hardship, how can they become real pillars of talent? Therefore, countless Holy Land disciples are fighting in private, and the elders will not interfere in public, at least they will not do it too obviously. Qin Feng, you came to our Nanling from Yanbei, do you want to challenge our Nanling Tianjiao monks? You acted so forcefully and killed so many of our Nanling monks. You simply don't look down on me, the Nanling Tianjiao. Numerous monks from the Kongxian clan immediately slapped them on the spot. The opponent actually came from Yanbei, which was beyond their expectations. The countless Nanling monks around were also extremely angry. The holy son of the Suzaku Holy Land actually ran into their secret realm of Nanling and started killing. This really made them angry. What a big hat! I came here unintentionally to avoid being chased by my enemies. I didn't want to cause trouble. On the contrary, you monks from the Kongxian clan in Nanling acted arrogantly. I only took action to protect myself. Qin Feng said that he never took the initiative to cause trouble, but if trouble caused him, he would not let it go. If Kong Nian hadn't focused on his elixir and the two women, he wouldn't have had a conflict with Kong Nian. Of course, if you want to clear up the name of Monk Nanling, then I will wait for you to take action. Qin Feng made his position clear. He came to this secret realm by accident, but if the monks from Nanling dared to ride on his head, he would not mind killing them. This is the boy who killed Fan Ye, the senior brother of Fan Tian sect. I didn't expect that he would kill the Kongxian clan again. It's really surprising and unexpected. The other party said that he came here by accident. I'm afraid even he doesn't believe it. A man dares to come to our Nanling to stir up trouble. I don't know what hidden methods he has. Countless monks in the distance were discussing this matter and were very surprised. Qin Feng's tyrannical and forceful attack killed Fan Ye, the senior brother of Fan Tianxiao, and now he is provoking the existence of the idol clan. He does not look like a master who does not cause trouble. Kong Ji and Kong Yun, the two monks glared at Qin Feng. Qin Feng killed Kong Nian of their lineage. This undoubtedly trampled the face of their Kongxian family to the ground and was simply beating them. The face of the Kongxian clan. Bang! Kong Yun took a direct and powerful shot, and silver light bloomed in his palm, and a piece of silver light fell down, making people horrified. Boom! Qin Feng also fought back with his palms. The energy of Taiyan filled his palms, and he met the opponent's silver handprint on the spot. An earth-shaking loud noise was heard, and the energy frenzy violently struck, sweeping across the fields and blowing strong winds in the valley. The two palms collided together, emitting a heart-stopping power, and destructive light blew in all directions, causing countless monks who were watching to retreat. Some low-level rhetoricians even flew into the air, unable to withstand such a terrifying aura, and retreated further and further away, not daring to stay here. Bang! The two palms clapped together again. At this moment, the void was disappearing silently. The small secret world was shaking, but Kong Yun's body was no match for Qin Feng. His face became extremely ugly, a trace of blood spit out from the corner of his mouth, his body flew out, and one of his palms was broken to the bone. Brush! Kong Ji on the side also recovered. He appeared in the void holding a fairy sword, and his movement skills were reaching the extreme. The two heroes of Nanling, Kong Ji and Kong Yun, kept flashing in the void and besieged Qin Feng. Their speed was so fast that people were dazzled and unable to keep up with their movements. Suspended in mid-air in the distance, countless monks were all horrified. This duel was very terrifying. If they went up, they would be beaten to a pulp in an instant. However, countless monks also felt a sense of powerlessness. The two geniuses of Nanling worked together to fight against the holy son of Yanbei, and they were actually able to draw with him, which made them very unbelievable. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 544. Boom. The small world was trembling, energy swept the world, the sky was shaking. Kong Yun and Kong Ji, two masters, fought against Qin Feng, and their fighting power became more and more wild. However, Qin Feng himself had divine power like the sea. He fought with the two heroes and was not at all inferior, which made them unconfident. Kong Ji and Kong Yun looked very ugly. Qin Feng was one realm lower than them, but they could not take him down, which made them feel a kind of shame. The holy son of my Kongxian clan is in seclusion, otherwise, how could you be rampant here? It's not like I haven't killed the holy son before. Qin Feng sneered. He made a series of moves in the void. The God King vision surrounded him. Between his palms and fingers, Kunpeng's divine form and the heaven-turning seal were all shocked forward. He stood in the Nine Forbidden Realm, and his strength was extremely strong. It must be said that Qin Feng, with the God King body, was really struggling to fight against the two great princes' domains alone, and there was a big gap in realm. At this time, the rest of the cultivators of the Kongxian clan also surrounded him. There were 8 masters in total, which was a very amazing fighting force. Although they were only in the quasi-lord realm, such strength combined with Kong Ji and others was a very amazing fighting force. Qin Feng was not panicked. He stepped on the Nixian step, as if strolling in the garden, leaving one after another after image in the void. Everyone here was one realm higher than him. If it were an ordinary cultivator, he would definitely be suppressed in an instant. However, he was in the 9 Forbidden Realm, and the blessing of dozens of times of divine power was enough to make up for it. However, if you want to end the battle in a short time, you must use weapons. Qi La. At this moment, Qin Feng was no longer hiding his clumsiness. He waved his hand to take out his Juexian sword, stepped on the Nixian step and rushed through. The Juexian sword slashed across the sky, and the bright sword edge lightly chopped off the head of a cultivator in an instant. Puff. Blood surged, and the head looked horrified, falling into the void. The scene was too shocking. Originally, some other Nanling monks also rushed forward to help the Kongxian clan. However, when they saw the end of that monk, they all stopped and dared not move forward again. Although the holy land of the Kongxian clan was extremely powerful, making them very eager to get closer, they might not be willing to bet their lives. At the same time, some people targeted the vermilion bird on the back of the peacock and Yetching Cheng, but after seeing Qin Feng's powerful means, those people did not dare to act rashly for the time being. Wang 11 and her junior sisters stood there with complicated expressions. This scene had petrified them all. After killing Kong Nian and others of the Kongxian clan, Qin Feng did not run away, but actually faced the Kongxian clan's Tianjiao again. This style of behavior was decisive and fierce, and it was simply domineering to the extreme. Qi La. Qin Feng's Juexian sword emitted a terrifying light, and Qin Feng used the top-grade martial arts of the Earth Immortal, Feng Wuju Tian. The Juexian sword crossed the sky, bursting with dazzling brilliance, piercing through the front, and a huge phoenix god crashed into Kong Ji. No matter how dazzling Kong Ji was, or how condensed his energy was, he could not stop this sword. Feng Wuju Tian, blessed by the 9 prohibitions, directly stopped Kong Ji's waist. Even the immortal armor on his body could not stop it, and his body was directly carried into the void. Hiss. The cultivators watching the battle from a distance were all in a mess in the wind. A great man of the Kongxian clan was killed so forcefully. More importantly, the cultivator was one realm lower than him. This situation was very shocking. Kong Yun saw this scene, and behind him, a fairy sword appeared. The fairy sword cut through the void, suddenly appeared on Qin Feng's body, and chopped towards his back. At this moment, Qin Feng's back seemed to have eyes. He turned around in an instant and slashed forward with the Juexian sword in one go. The Juexian sword collided with Kong Yun's immortal sword. In an instant, Kong Yun's immortal sword was cut off by Qin Feng in the void. The sword light passed through Kong Yun's forehead and cut off a strand of his hair. If the sword energy had moved forward an inch, Kong Yun's temple would have been thrown away on the spot. Swish. At this time, two cultivators also appeared behind Qin Feng. They grasped the timing perfectly and stabbed Qin Feng's vital points behind him with the immortal swords in their hands at the same time. In an instant, Qin Feng turned around again, and two golden small swords burst out of his eyes. The fiery eyes pierced through the void and pierced through the eyebrows of the two cultivators at once, killing them on the spot and falling into the void. Be careful of his pupil technique. Kong Nian shouted. Qin Feng's eyes killed people invisibly, which really made it difficult for them to defend themselves. All this happened in just a few breaths, which really made the other masters both terrified and angry. Qi La. Qin Feng attacked again, and the phoenix danced across the sky. Since they were enemies, there was no reason to let them go. The huge phoenix in the sky, under the blessing of the Nine Forbidden, covered the sky and the sun, radiated all over the fields, and was so dazzling that it was shocking. The sword energy was like a rainbow, very gorgeous, and it broke the void into pieces. The whole small world was shaking, spreading endless ripples. And near the mountains, countless vegetation was undulating like wheat waves, and energy was flying, surging like the sea. Puff! 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 The phoenix danced in the sky, swept across the sky again, and in a flash, 3 more people were killed in the void by the terrifying energy of the phoenix danced in the sky. Of the 10 masters in the second level of the secret realm of the Kongxian clan, only 3 are left now. Such a strong and decisive skill made them see the gap. 10 people together were not the opponent of the other party. At this time, they only had 3 people, including Kong Yun, left. How could they fight against it? Oh my god, it can't be the phoenix in the rumors. This kind of swordsmanship is really too terrifying. All the people in the distant sky were stunned. The phoenix danced in the sky cut out by Qin Feng's immortal sword continued to impact, and the overflowing energy suppressed the world and made people palpitate. What should I do, senior brother? The other 2 people had already had the intention to retreat at this time, and they all set their sights on Kong Yun. Kong Yun was their senior brother. If the other party did not retreat, then they naturally did not dare to escape. However, at this moment, they discovered something that frightened them. Kong Yun, the most powerful among them, was suppressed by Qin Feng's phoenix danced in the sky and could not move. Brother! The other 2 cultivators of Kongxian's clan all shouted. If Kongxian died, then the 2 of them would definitely not be able to escape from Qin Feng's hands. They would only die. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 545. At this moment, Qin Feng's phoenix dance in the sky, with the blessing of the 9 Forbiddens, stunned the entire audience. As powerful as Kong Yun, it was difficult to break away at this time. He was locked by the huge pressure of Feng Wujushan, and heavy divine light surged around him, but it was difficult to shake. Feng Wujushan's sword energy slashed at Kong Yun's body, making him unable to bear it, and terrifying cracks appeared on his body. The 2 male disciples of the Kongxian clan stepped forward to support him as best they could. Their weapons and magic weapons shone brightly, rumbling in the void, and their power shook the heaven and the earth. However, at this moment, the phoenix dancing in the sky under the blessing of the 9 Forbiddens was unshakable. The blazing light swayed in the void, and the sword blade fell down like a waterfall, slashing down. Everyone, help us save senior brother Kong Yun, and the Kongxian family will be deeply grateful." The two monks from the Kongxian clan shouted loudly. They found that the strength of the two of them was not enough to defeat Qin Feng's Feng Guiyujushan and rescue Kong Yun. Although the two of them and Kong Yun's surging divine power blocked Feng Wujushan for a moment, Feng Wujushan was still suppressing it and was unbreakable. Not long ago, some monks who wanted to help the Kongxian clan were trembling with fear when they heard the two men shouting. After seeing Qin Feng's power, they still dared to step forward to help. Although their strength was good, they were far from being comparable to Kong Ji, Kong Nian, and others. As powerful as Kong Ji and Kong Nian, they were all killed by Qin Feng. How could they dare to step forward and take action? Puff. It was too late, but it was too late. Feng Guiyujushan was only stopped for a breath by 3 people from the Kongxian clan, and then they suppressed them violently. The absolute immortal sword released a terrifying light that spread in all directions, and the energy wave that rushed out shattered all the weapons of the monks of the Kongxian clan into powder. Boom! Qin Feng's Taoist robe was flying, and he suppressed it with his thoughts. The 9 heaven sword chi of Feng Wu fell down, causing Kong Yun's body to be destroyed on the spot. Blood spurted out, and the body was torn apart. "Brother! Brother!" the 2 monks from the Kongxian clan exclaimed, with a look of horror in their eyes. Even Kong Yun, who was as powerful as Kong Yun, could not stop the opponent's moves, so they were even more invincible. Walk! At this moment, the 2 of them turned pale with horror. They knew that if they continued to fight, they would definitely follow in the footsteps of Kong Yun. Brush! The 2 of them used the secret skills of the Kongxian clan, and their figures disappeared in the void. It's a pity that Qin Feng's fiery eyes just restrained the Kongxian clan's secret technique of stealth. He discovered in an instant that the 2 people escaped separately in the void. Chi! The immortal sword slashed forward, and a poof sound was heard. A disciple of the Kongxian clan instantly turned into blood mist and disappeared into ashes in the void. At the same time, Qin Feng turned around and stepped on the immortal step in one go. In an instant, he traveled thousands of meters away and threw the heaven-shaking seal forward. Boom! The heaven-shaking seal caused the entire mountain range to tremble, and the terrifying energy overflowed, causing the space to shake like rags. Ah! A scream came, and the monk hiding in the void could not stop it at all. Qin Feng's heaven-shaking seal was as heavy as a mountain, directly shattering the void and killing him into blood mist. Hiss! This scene calmed everyone around. The dozens of monks who wanted to help just now felt cold in their hearts. They were glad that they did not act rashly, otherwise they might have followed in the footsteps of the Kongxian clan. Everyone was shocked. Qin Feng was so terrifying. He suppressed Kong Yun of the Kongxian clan with the 9-day Phoenix dance, and killed all the monks of the Kongxian clan who entered the 2nd level of the secret realm. Such fighting power was frightening. 2 diamond scratch-off cards appeared on the spot. Qin Feng picked up the 2 cards and scratched them away instantly. Ding! Congratulations to the host who successfully used the diamond scratch-off card and obtained 120,000 Mingzhou pills. Ding! Congratulations to the host who successfully used the diamond scratch-off card and obtained 8 pieces of 6-star immortal gold. Qin Feng listened to the system prompt and nodded with satisfaction. At this time, he had stored hundreds of thousands of Mingzhou pills. If he continued, he would soon be able to reach the phaseless realm. At this moment, everyone was shocked by the deathly silence of the mountains in the 2nd secret realm. What happened here was really terrifying. The 3 outstanding talents of the Kongxian clan, as well as the younger generation of elites from the Kongxian clan, all fell here, giving people an unreal feeling. You must know that the Kongxian clan in Nanling is one of the ancient holy places, and its strength is unfathomable. The outstanding people in the sect are even more lofty figures. Unexpectedly, they were pulled down in the secret realm. This is really shocking. The geniuses who destroyed the Kongxian clan, Their storage rings and fairy sword weapons were all trophies of Qin Feng. Although the quality cannot be compared with what Qin Feng's system rewards, it is still a considerable amount of income. Who else? After doing all this, Qin Feng's eyes swept across the audience, and an invisible pressure was released, making everyone around him tremble. Many monks in Nanling were shocked when they saw the powerful Qin Feng. Except for the most powerful people in the secret realm, Qin Feng would definitely be able to walk sideways. After seeing the fate of the Kongxian clan, no one of the Nanling monks present dared to frown at Qin Feng. Seeing that no one came forward, Qin Feng signaled Suzaku and Yecheng Cheng to leave. They were ready to explore the secret realm again to find the 10,000-year elixir. Not far away, Wang 11 and her junior sisters were deeply shocked. They never thought that Qin Feng would be so tyrannical. If the holy son of Nanling is not born, no one of the younger generation will be Qin Feng. The opponent of the wind. Qin Feng was not allowed to say hello to Wang 11 and the others, and he was going to leave directly. Because he knew that Wang 11 and others were monks from Nanling. If they were related to him, they might not be able to gain a foothold in Nanling in the future. You little bastard, you are indeed here. At this moment, the space trembled, and a divine rainbow flashed across a ray of light and descended above Qin Feng. The person who came was an old woman. She had a stooped body and an extremely cold expression. The wrinkles on her face were piled up together, and murderous intent permeated the air. With the appearance of this old woman, Suzaku and Yecheng Cheng were stunned for a moment, their pupils filled with joy. Because the person who came was none other than the old woman who was killed by Qin Feng with an immortal weapon before, Grandma Rong. You're not dead. Qin Feng's expression was cold, his pupils shrank, and he felt a great danger. He can be sure that before, he used the fairy weapon Barret to kill Grandma Rong with a headshot. Otherwise, the diamond scratch-off card would not have appeared. But at that time, the reward for that card failed. Could it be that it failed because the other party was not dead? Window. Tabula equals window. Tabula. Tabula.push, mode, thumbs feed -01, container, tabula below article thumbnail -300x250, placement, below article thumbnail -300x250, target. Type, mix. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 546. Qin Feng frowned slightly, he clearly shot him in the head, how come he was alive again? Grandma Rong's murderous intent flowed, and her cloudy eyes glowed with a deep cold light. She looked old, but she exuded the power to soar into the sky. Did you kill the incarnation? Qin Feng guessed that he remembered the incarnation he had seen in novels. The old woman he killed not long ago was probably the incarnation of the other party. It's seizing the body. At this time, Yecheng Cheng said on the side, an astonishing brilliance bloomed in his beautiful eyes, remembering a secret method circulated in the Assassin dynasty. This made her more and more frightened as she thought about it. If her guess was true, the entire Great Yan Kingdom would be in dire straits. This person comes from the imperial palace of the Dian Kingdom and practices the untold secrets of the Killer God dynasty. I am afraid that the imperial city of Dian Kingdom has been infiltrated by people from the Killer God dynasty. What he did to seize the body and incarnate was to use secret methods to destroy the spiritual intelligence of a low-level but well-qualified monk, turning him into a walking corpse. Then, use this to separate your soul, seize its body, and cultivate it into a powerful incarnation. However, this method is extremely cruel, and there may be backlash if you are not careful, so very few people succeed. Grandma Rong, who was beheaded not long ago, appears again, so this is most likely the rumored body snatching. In fact, just as Yecheng Cheng guessed, the old woman Qin Feng killed was the clone that Grandma Rong had carefully cultivated for many years. His strength is not much better than her own, and he has done many things for her. Unexpectedly, this time, the opponent would be beheaded in the secret realm, so she came here and vowed to kill Qin Feng to relieve the hatred in her heart. Grandma Rong looked very old, but her movements were extremely fast. With the thought, she rushed towards Qin Feng directly. Qin Feng stepped on the immortal step and quickly hid aside. At the same time, he signaled Peacock to take the two women and leave quickly. There is no way, the sky-opening stone axe cannot be used on display, but the strength of this old woman has reached the 6th level of the princes. If she does not enter the forbidden realm of the gods, she will probably die without rebirth. Aunt Rong's strength was very terrifying. She appeared above Qin Feng with one step and stepped downwards with one foot. Boom! The small world was shaking, the solace of the feet were so powerful that it was frightening, and a terrifying light flowed out, and they were suppressed on the spot. Brush! Qin Feng was shocked. He stepped on the immortal step and hid immediately. As the Earth Immortal superior martial art, the immortal step made his figure disillusioned and appear on the other side. Boom! Grandma Rong's solace of her feet suddenly stepped on the mountain ground, and there was a deafening roar. A small mountain below collapsed on the spot, and large cracks spread. I want to leave, but it's too late. Grandma Rong's murderous aura shot into the sky, and she slashed downward with a thin sword. The silver fairy sword sent a sword roar into the void, breaking through the void. Maid, you old woman, you have the ability to fight at the same level as me. Qin Feng stepped on the immortal steps and hid out. He triggered the divine ban one after another, trying to establish himself in the terrifying realm. Grandma Rong is so terrifying, and it is obviously too late to use the fairy weapon Barret now. Chi La. The thin sword was cut into the air, the sword energy collided, the overflow strengthened the airflow, the violent impact, and the spreading storm almost knocked Qin Feng away. It can be imagined how terrifying the 9 forbidden sisters Rong of the 6th heaven of the princes are. Just the most ordinary sword has such terrifying power. You little bastard, I'm going to beat your muscles and skin you. Grandma Rong smiled strangely, her eyes extremely cold. You are an old and immortal thing. You can only eat expensive rice while you are alive. Go and die. Qin Feng stepped on the immortal step and rushed into the distance first. His speed was so fast that he simply surpassed the light beam. The monks around who were just about to leave were all shocked. They were surprised that Qin Feng was in trouble again just after he stopped. They were even more surprised that the old woman not long ago was killed by Qin Feng. At this moment, the old woman's true form has arrived, releasing terrifying pressure. Mysterious power is flowing, making this place so majestic that it feels like divine punishment is coming. You can't run away. And your woman will follow in your footsteps. Grandma Rong's expression was indifferent, her rickety body was trembling, but she exuded a terrifying coercion, just in line with the sentence, if you are old and do not die, you are a monster. Brush. Grandma Rong thrust out her sword, and the silver sword light rushed out like a galaxy, making the world shine brightly. The sword energy was like a dragon, breaking through the space. Qin Feng stepped on the immortal step and felt the crisis behind him. He jumped to the left without a moment's notice, just in time to avoid the sword energy stabbing him. The sword energy penetrated the sky, traveled thousands of meters, and directly pierced a short mountain in front, which was extremely terrifying. Nima. Qin Feng was shocked in his heart. This old guy was too difficult to deal with. The opponent was also very fast and could always catch up with him when he turned. There is no way, this small world has inexplicable pressure, and it is not as endless as the real big world. This small world also has an end, and there are many invisible and endless barriers that force Qin Feng to turn. Boom! Aunt Rong stretched out her big hand. Her 5 fingers covered the sky, emitting brilliant light, and struck towards Qin Feng. The palm prints transformed in the void, like a swan eye, which was extremely terrifying. Boom! Rong Mama's long seal was flowing with a terrifying light, and the energy of the true Qi was surging, making the void tremble, spreading endless ripples, and rushed to the front in the blink of an eye. Qin Feng was awed in his heart, and directly used the 9 forbidden immortal steps, turning into a residual image, and rushed out hundreds of meters away. Crack! Rong Mama's palm slapped down, leaving a huge 5-finger print on the ground. There was a loud cracking sound on the ground, and countless vegetation was instantly turned into powder and scattered all over the sky. Mastering this magical step, if we get it, it will definitely be like a tiger with wings. Rong Mama's eyes were cold, and the thin sword in her hand cut through the air again, and a terrible curved slash radiated out, and the sword energy pierced through the sky. Dang! Qin Feng used the absolute immortal sword, and a huge phoenix appeared between heaven and earth, and the opponent's sword move was exactly Feng Wuju Tian. Feng Wuju Tian was used, with unimaginable power, but it just barely blocked the opponent's attack. Because the opponent is too powerful, the strength of the 6th level of the princes is stronger than all the opponents Qin Feng has encountered before. This is not a solution at all. Qin Feng's fiery eyes burst out 2 beams of light, which is too passive. The opponent's cultivation is unfathomable. At his current level, he can't fight hard at all. Rong Mama pressed down, radiating murderous aura, and said, "Why don't you run?" If I don't show my power, do you really think I'm a sick cat? Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 547. No, 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 you are just a mouse at best. Aunt Rong smiled strangely and said that she had been on guard against Qin Feng's trump card, which was to kill her old woman. She can be sure that there are no senior figures from the Suzaku Holy Land beside Qin Feng. If the other party can kill the clone, then he must have a powerful killer. But at this moment, the opponent is in danger and has not yet used such a trump card. This makes Grandma Rong think that the opponent's trump card may have trigger conditions. The sky was trembling, and Grandma Rong's figure moved. She instantly penetrated the void, exuding a heart-stopping aura, and came to the sky above Qin Feng. Boom! Aunt Rong stepped out, her footprints were as black as ink, shaking the world, and she stepped heavily towards Qin Feng. This foot covered dozens of meters in radius, making it too late for Qin Feng to hide. Be smarter in your recruitment in the next life, and don't provoke people you can't afford. Grandma Rong's voice was cold and powerful, radiating a terrifying momentum in the entire sky. She felt that Qin Feng had been defeated. Hiss! What a terrifying existence! The holy son of Yanbei is probably going to die. Seeing this scene, countless monks gasped and kept talking. Such a terrifying monk condescended to come to the secret realm just to kill a junior. Who among the people present can resist? Vision of the God King. At this moment, Qin Feng shouted loudly, and the vision of the God King appeared on his body, surrounding him layer by layer. The bright golden beam illuminated the void, and under the blessing of the 9 forbiddens, he was silhouetted like the god of war descending. At the same time, the dragon talisman also surrounded his body, shining to the extreme, trying to block this decisive blow. However, Grandma Rong's cultivation is so terrifying that even if Qin Feng is in the 9 forbidden realm, it will be difficult to resist such power. Kaka. Grandma Rong's solace of her feet pressed down, and the terrifying energy was overwhelming. She stepped heavily on Qin Feng's vision, making a loud click sound. The dragon talisman only stopped for a moment and then shattered on the spot. With the huge force, Qin Feng flew out on the spot. Brush. Grandma Rong followed him like a shadow, and struck the sky with the solace of her feet again, hitting Qin Feng, trying to kill Qin Feng. The energy light on the solace of the feet surged, sending out heart-shaking fluctuations, pressing down like a magic mountain, and the small world trembled. The vision of the God King was so powerful, but at this moment, it could not withstand the attack of Nanny Rong. The vision of the God King collapsed instantly. Qin Feng spurted a mouthful of blood, flew hundreds of meters away on the spot, and landed in the forest. Qin Feng sighed in his heart. The gap in strength between him and Grandma Rong was too big. Unless he entered the divine Forbidden City, he would have no choice but to improve his level. However, raising the realm at this moment is, firstly, extremely dangerous, and secondly, it will be very wasteful. The pills he originally saved to attack the phaseless realm will be completely consumed in one go. Moreover, when he improves his realm at this time, the old woman will never give him time, and will definitely take action to make Qin Feng irreversible. Fight, Qin Feng gritted his teeth. There was no other way. Only by improving his realm could he survive this disaster. Boom! The void trembled, and the old woman came to kill again. A huge shadow cast downwards, covering the entire forest. 10 halls of Yama. Qin Feng let out a soft cry, and then the 5 major Shura images appeared in the world, surrounding him. However, the 5 major visions also shattered one after another, and suddenly fell into pieces. Puff! As the Shura vision collapsed, Qin Feng was almost killed and fell into the ground. He could no longer bear it and opened his mouth to spit out a mouthful of blood. Pa! Aunt Rong stepped forward again and kicked Qin Feng away. If Qin Feng's earthly immortal Ruyi armor hadn't been protecting his body, he would have been shattered to pieces. Brush! It was too late, but it was too late. Qin Feng struggled to stand on the top of a big mountain, waving his hand and throwing hundreds of thousands of Mingzhao pills. The Mingzhao pill flows like snowflakes into the energy essence soaring into the sky, and Qin Feng's God King Sea of Visions appears, covering the entire Shenzhou pill. As the Suzaku divine fire ignited one after another, the elixir was refined in the God King Sea, turned into the purest energy, and poured into Qin Feng's body. Are you raising your level now? It's too late. Grandma Rong looked down, her voice incomparably cold. She was high up, as if looking down at an ant, full of confidence. Boom! Aunt Rong attacked again. She was not prepared to give Qin Feng a chance. A black moon appeared in front of her, which was the opposite extreme of Qin Feng's rising moon. The black moon, flowing out of black light, was extremely condensed, transformed into countless sky-cutting blades in the void, and filled the void densely. Cut! Aunt Rong shouted loudly, and the black light penetrated the void like 108,000 swords. Once it stabbed Qin Feng, it would turn him into a hedgehog. Brush! At this moment, Qin Feng was terrified. He instantly penetrated the void and moved hundreds of meters away. As soon as Qin Feng left, the mountaintop was blasted to pieces. Countless moon blades were arcing around, crackling, and rocks were flying in all directions. It was extremely terrifying. Moreover, as Qin Feng moved sideways, nearly tens of thousands of Mingzhao pills were blasted into powder by Grandma Rong's attack before they had time to be refined, and their essence and energy were turned into fly ash. Nima! Qin Feng felt a pain in his body, and the Mingzhao pill turned into ashes. His loss was really too great. In the distant mountains and forests, some monks suspended in mid-air were all frightened. This situation made them dumbfounded. I'll go, it's such a pity that so many elixirs were destroyed like this. Such elixirs are enough for many monks to advance. If ordinary monks refine them, they will probably explode and die. Countless monks were shocked. The number of pills that were destroyed could only be considered a minority compared to those that Qin Feng had just refined. Just now, Qin Feng has absorbed nearly 100,000 Mingzhao pills. The number of these pills is enough to allow an average monk to advance to several minor realms. Moreover, if ordinary monks forcibly absorb it, there will be sequelae, backlash, and death of the precious body. Little evil beast, even if you improve your realm, you can't change the outcome. Aunt Wrong's demonic light was cold, and for some reason a great crisis arose in her heart. She felt that the opponent's promotion as a monk was full of huge uncertainties, which made her feel unsure. Qin Feng was too lazy to talk nonsense. He waved his hand and took out hundreds of thousands of Mingzhou pills. The pills flowed out a dense mist, making the place full of life. Hurry up, hurry up. Qin Feng is racing against time to refine the elixir. What he lacks most now is time. That Aunt Wrong will never give him the time to let him improve his level and complete it. Go to hell. Grandma Wrong shouted loudly, and her voice suddenly disappeared from the void. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 548. At this time, the area around Qin Feng suddenly became extremely strange. Grandma Wrong's figure disappeared, and even her voice disappeared. Brush. With his fiery eyes piercing the void, Qin Feng wanted to find Grandma Wrong's figure, but there was no trace of her. She seemed to have mysteriously disappeared from this world. Looks familiar. Qin Feng was shocked. He discovered that Grandma Wrong's movement skills were very similar to the hidden skills of the killer god Chao Xianzi, and they were even more mysterious and terrifying. Because Qin Feng's realm is too low, and the opponent is an enemy of a high realm, it is difficult to detect the opponent's aura. It is really terrifying for such a being to be so cautious. Qin Feng is at the most critical moment. If he can't find the other party can take action unexpectedly. This is a huge threat. Crack. Suddenly, Nanny Wrong appeared from behind Qin Feng. She stretched out her big hand and thrust it towards Qin Feng. Qin Feng was startled. His spiritual sense was sharp, and he immediately used the earthly immortal treasure armor to protect himself. Then he was shot and flew out, and his energy and blood tumbled. If it weren't for Qin Feng's amazing divine body and the protection of the earth immortal treasure armor, he would have been shattered to pieces. Even so, Qin Feng was slightly injured and a mouthful of blood spurted out from the corner of his mouth. Brush. Grandma Wrong's figure disappeared again, and then she shuttled through the void and patted Qin Feng again. Qin Feng couldn't avoid it and flew out again. Thousands of divine light pills were caught directly in Grandma Wrong's hands. Old man, if I don't kill you today, I swear I won't be a human being. Qin Feng's eyes showed a cold light. He was not trying to refine the pills, but swallowed countless pills at once. This is a kind of magical power. Qin Feng's Danshan is like Sumuru mustard seeds, and he has swallowed hundreds of pills. Buzz. Endless light rushed up, and the Suzaku divine fire flowed around Qin Feng's body, spreading the blazing light like a god of war. Surrounded by the vision of the God King, the Suzaku divine fire was activated, making Qin Feng's body extremely terrifying, as if it had transformed into a huge oven. What's the point of improvising? You're dead. Aunt Wrong's weird laughter came, trying to disturb Qin Feng's Taoist heart, because she felt that if the other party succeeded in breaking the mirror, it would be a great threat to her. As everyone knows, such words have no effect on Qin Feng. He will not be disturbed at all because he has no realm bottleneck. As long as he has enough energy, he can advance brilliantly. Qin Feng was too lazy to talk nonsense. His eyes flashed with cold light, his steps were mysterious, and his immortal steps instantly made him disappear from where he was and appear hundreds of meters in the air. In mid-air, the Suzaku divine fire continued to burn, refining the Mingzhou pill, allowing Qin Feng to prepare to break through the realm. You little bastard, go to hell. Grandma Wrong completely lost her patience. Horrible black light flowed from her body, and the black moon bloomed with endless time, like the power of the lunar moon filling the air. In an instant, the mountain range instantly darkened, the temperature dropped sharply, and the countless vegetation below melted like black snow, becoming dead. Some monks in the distance were frightened, and even 2 people were affected by such energy light because they couldn't dodge in time. The path of life and death disappeared in an instant and they turned into powder. Death blade. Aunt Wrong stabbed out with a sword, and the void trembled wildly behind her. The black moon was extremely terrifying, and the terrible energy light radiated and hit Qin Feng, making the whole world tremble. Qin Feng's eyes were slightly cold, and as he thought, Kunpeng's divine form shot forward. At the same time, he continued to step on the immortal steps to leave the place, and continued to refine the Mingzhao pill. Kunpeng's divine form cut through the sky with the blessing of the 9 Forbiddens, and its power was truly astonishing. In an instant, the light of the twilight and the sun intertwined, destroying Grandma Rong's killer blade in the void. All these scenes were so shocking that the countless monks present held their breaths and were frightened, watching this amazing battle. Although Grandma Rong's killing blade was very strong, it was completely blocked by Qin Feng. Her wish to be killed by Qin Feng for a period of time was in vain. Even if you enter the 9th level of Shenzhou, I'm afraid it won't be enough. Qin Feng muttered to himself, and the sound of clicking in his mouth was endless. He swallowed the Mingzhao pill directly and refined it. Countless essences filled the air, making him like a balloon, and his limbs swayed at a speed visible to the naked eye. Damn it, aren't you afraid of exploding to death? Swallow it directly. Although it can absorb the maximum amount of the elixir, even a monk in the formless realm may not be able to sustain such a quantity. Everyone present was stunned. Swallowing so many Mingzhao pills in one breath was simply asking for death. Qin Feng didn't care what others said. He continued to refine the Mingzhao pill. The pill turned into the purest true energy to replenish the energy he needed. At this moment, Qin Feng is like a god of fire. The red bird fire is burning, and he is dazzling and powerful. Brush. Qin Feng stepped on the immortal steps and quickly avoided Rong's attack while refining the Mingzhao pill. Qin Feng soon ate thousands of Mingzhao pills. In such a short period of time, swallowing such a large amount of elixir would undoubtedly be impossible to completely refine, and a large amount of energy would be wasted. However, Qin Feng no longer cares at this time. In the face of life and death, these are not important. You little bastard, aren't you afraid of exploding to death? When the time comes, I will torture all your women to death. Grandma Rong's murderous intent was soaring, and she felt very aggrieved. Her body skills were extremely powerful, but she couldn't catch up with Qin Feng at all. Even though she was hiding in the void with a weird figure, the opponent could dodge her sneak attack in no time, which made her feel like she was punched in the air, which was very depressing. In the mountains in the distance, countless monks were all stunned. So many Mingzhao pills were refined, and there was nothing wrong with them. This made everyone present feel frightened. After swallowing so many elixirs, an ordinary person would definitely have risen to several small realms. But at this time, the opponent has not even improved a single realm. After so many elixirs were smashed down, there was not even a splash. Such a huge amount of energy elixirs and such resources cannot be cultivated even by ordinary great sects. After just a few breaths, Qin Feng's aura finally began to rise. After he wasted hundreds of thousands of Mingzhao pills, the shackles on his body were finally broken. Crack. Qin Feng's momentum was rising steadily, and countless brilliance was restrained for an instant, and then began to rush out to the surroundings. His brilliant body was like a divine furnace, spreading out endless light. The bright moon appeared on the sea in the vision of the God King. Qin Feng stood in the 9th level of the God's light, and the true energy in his body became stronger, just like the God of War in his time. You are listening to Novels at Bless Up channel. Wish you happiness and luck. Please subscribe to receive new novels. How do you feel about this novel? Please like and leave a comment. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fa Shi. Chapter 549. Grandma Rong hunched her body and looked down at Qin Feng in front of her, still looking indifferent. So what if you reach the 9th level of divine light? Compared with me, your realm is too insignificant. Immortal old man, the divine light from the 9 heavens is enough. I will kill you like a dog. Qin Feng's eyes showed a cold light. He was suspended in mid-air. Under the reflection of the earthly immortal treasure armor, the silver light shone like a god king coming to the world. He was full of confidence and said, I want to kill you, even if it's the person behind you. Come, I will kill you today. When Grandma Rong heard this, she didn't have any anger on her face. She originally thought that Qin Feng would be directly promoted to the phaseless realm after swallowing such a large amount of alchemy. The other party had a divine body and was the holy son of the Holy Land. He might really be able to complete the retrograde slaying of immortals, but at the moment, it seemed that the other party had only improved 1 level, which made her not too anxious. In her opinion, Shen Zhaozhe Kongtian is just an ant, unable to make waves. The difference in strength between you and me is like a mote of dust and the sun and the moon. Killing you will be effortless. Aunt Rong's turbid eyes looked down at Qin Feng, and she attacked directly forward. She stepped into the void and her disillusionment disappeared, and Zhan Yan came to Qin Feng. Grandma Rong was too confident and didn't take Qin Feng seriously at all. However, Qin Feng relied on the momentum and rhythm of breakthrough to establish himself in the sacred realm in one fell swoop. Every time, when the realm breaks through, Qin Feng will stand in this forbidden realm, and he has triggered it repeatedly before, and now, he finally reached this realm. Although the opponent possesses the strength of the 6th level of the princes, with the blessing of hundreds of times the energy of the divine forbidden realm, it is no longer enough. Boom! Seeing Grandma Rong coming, Qin Feng punched her out simply and directly. The sun god fist flows out a terrifying golden beam of light, which is the sun's true energy separated from Kunpeng's divine form. It is as bright as sunlight and extremely bright. Bang! Aunt Rong didn't care. With a flick of her hand, the counter-attack force spread out from her sleeves, trying to blow Qin Feng's punch directly into the void. However, she miscalculated. With the blessing of the divine forbidden realm, Qin Feng's sun energy superimposed hundreds of times of energy, destroying it to the extreme. Wan Jun's divine power acted directly on Grandma Rong. At this moment, Grandma Rong's eyes were horrified and she felt the crisis. Her face no longer had the calmness before, and became ferocious. Crack! The sun fist, transformed into the true energy of the sun, hit Grandma Rong's arm. In an instant, there was a crack from Grandma Rong's arm, and she flew backwards and landed on the ground. At the same time, Qin Feng followed him like a shadow, and Taiyan Qi flowed out of his right palm. Taiyan Qi transformed into Taiyan Fist, and hit the front heavily. Crack! The Taiyan Fist hit Grandma Rong directly, causing her chest to collapse on the spot, and a mouthful of blood spurted out from her mouth. Some of the monks in the distance were all stunned. The battle situation in the field was changing rapidly. Grandma Rong, who was still superior just now, was actually injured at this time, and she was in an extremely embarrassed state. You old thing, weren't you still arrogant just now? Why are you silent now? Qin Feng was suspended in the void, glaring at Grandma Rong, with a terrifying beam of light in his eyes. The twilight and the light of the sun intertwined on his body, preparing to give Grandma Rong a killing blow. Brush! Even though she suffered such severe injuries, Grandma Rong still rushed out. Although her chest collapsed, she still had the strength to escape. Grandma Rong knew that the situation was over, and the most important thing now was to find a safe place to recover from her injuries, and then go back and kill this kid, which was the best solution. She didn't know why, but she found that the strength of Qin Feng in front of her was extremely terrifying, far beyond the realm of princes. She was sure that the opponent's realm was in the 9th level of Shenzhou, but why was his combat power so ridiculously powerful? At this time, Grandma Rong could no longer think too much. Her steps were mysterious, her figure was like a bolt of lightning, she rushed into the air and fled towards the distance. Bang! However, Qin Feng didn't give her a chance at all. He stepped on the immortal step, and with the blessing of the Sheniajing domain, he seemed to have traveled through space, crossing the void directly to the sky above Grandma Rong, and stepped down with one foot. Boom! Qin Feng's left foot stepped hard on Grandma Rong's pointed head, knocking her directly from the air into the mountain. There was a loud rumble on the ground and the mountain shook. Even though Aunt Rong was extremely powerful, she could not overpower Qin Feng's divine king body in the divine forbidden realm at this time. Her shoulders were crushed to pieces by the stamp on the spot, creating a big hole in the ground. "You old guy, weren't you still clamoring for Machin and Sunya just now? Why aren't you so stubborn now?" The lunar light and the sun's light intertwined on Qin Feng's body, and the divine form of Kunpeng appeared and struck Grandma Rong, causing her to fly away on the spot. Qin Feng didn't wait for the opponent to land. She followed closely, followed again, and stepped down hard. This foot was blessed by the forbidden realm, and it stepped on Grandma Rong's dantian, causing her to the true energy in his body was broken, and he was lying in the mountains like a dead dog. "Ah! You little bastard, I'm going to kill you, I'm going to kill you." Although Grandma Rong was not old, her vitality was extremely strong. Even so, she still did not die. However, her dantian was broken, which made her extremely angry and let out a violent roar. "Cao, you're not even dead." Qin Feng looked at the roaring Nanny Rong and felt awestruck in his heart. The opponent's life force was really powerful and terrifying. Even though he was like this, he was not dead yet. "Stab it!" This time, Qin Feng held the Juexian sword, ready to kill the opponent directly to prevent future troubles. Puff! The Juexian sword slashed directly and cut off Rong Mama's head. Blood gushed out for a moment, cutting off the opponent's hope of survival. Until this time, Qin Feng finally calmed down. This battle was extremely difficult. If he had not stood in the God-forbidden realm, even if he had improved a small realm, he would not be the opponent of the opponent. This made him feel the pain of his lack of strength. The countless cultivators in the distance were stunned. Rong Mama, who was extremely powerful before, was killed by Qin Feng on the spot, which made everyone unbelievable. At this time, Rong Mama's headless body lay across the mountains. Everything was so shocking that people had to imagine. Not long ago, Qin Feng killed many cultivators of the Kongxian clan. The battle was still in the young generation, and the realm span was not as incomprehensible as it is now. But anyone with a discerning eye could see that the old woman in front of him was a figure of the old generation. Such a figure was killed by a young man. Just thinking about it made people feel extremely horrified. After killing Rong Mama, a diamond scratch card appeared on the spot. Qin Feng walked forward and picked up the diamond scratch card in an instant. Ding! Congratulations to the host for successfully using the diamond scratch card and obtaining a top-grade soft sword of the Earthly Immortal. It turned out to be a top-grade weapon of the Earthly Immortal. This was beyond Qin Feng's expectation. This soft sword was extremely powerful and could be used by Yeqing Cheng. However, at this moment, Qin Feng suddenly discovered an astonishing scene. Rong Mama had indeed been beheaded by him, but the body was still moving. Invincible Scratch Lottery System. Author, Xiankong Fashi. Chapter 550. Let me go, does the divine body in the realm of princes have such strong vitality? This is really terrible. Qin Feng complained in his heart that such a strong vitality is simply indescribable. It can also be seen that when one reaches an extremely deep level of practice, he may really be able to regenerate his severed limbs. Any unstable factors will pose a threat to himself. The divine fire flows in Qin Feng's palm, preparing to burn Grandma Rong's body into fly ash to avoid future troubles. Brush. Suddenly, When the Suzaku divine fire fell on Nanny Rong, a terrifying beam of light appeared on her body, and that beam of light blew out the Suzaku divine fire. Then, above Grandma Rong's body, a halo of light bloomed with terrifying mysterious power. In an instant, a piece of jade pendant on Grandma Rong's body shattered, projecting a majestic shadow. The other party, Fengguangxia pair, looked aloof and stunning, but at this moment, a terrifying murderous intention emerged. Qin Feng felt his scalp numb when he saw this scene. Although he didn't know who the shadow appeared in front of him, he felt a very terrifying energy from it. Qin Feng. After the figure appeared, he immediately focused his attention on Qin Feng, showing a very surprised look. You can actually kill Grandma Rong, you are indeed a thorn in your side. The Queen of Dian Kingdom had an expression of disbelief on her face when she saw Qin Feng's figure. When she was in the palace, she had seen Qin Feng's portrait and heard about Qin Feng's deeds. The other party made a strong move and razed her sister's family to the ground. At that time, she had already intended to kill it and sent countless experts to come, but she failed. Later, she sent her confidant Aunt Rong. In her opinion, Aunt Rong was on the 6th level of the princes and her strength was unfathomable. There would be no surprises in killing Qin Feng. Unless the Holy Land behind Qin Feng takes action, it is possible to escape by chance. However, she has obtained the exact information that there are no senior figures from the Suzaku Holy Land following Qin Feng. However, Grandma Rong died in front of her. This was really a surprise to her. Just when Qin Feng was about to say something, the peacock landed directly in the sky. Yeching Cheng grabbed Qin Feng's arm with a flick of his hand and brought him up to the peacock. Let's go. Yeching Cheng gave a sweet shout, and the peacock instantly carried the three of them and fled into the distance. It's just a trace of Mark, what are you afraid of? Qin Feng didn't understand. He realized that the moment Yeching Cheng saw the shadow, he felt like avoiding a snake. It was just a shadow and couldn't exert much power at all. How could Yeching Cheng be so panicked? She is the former goddess of the Assassin dynasty. Yeching Cheng's body was trembling slightly. She sat on the peacock's back and told such shocking news. The former goddess of the Assassin dynasty. How is this possible? Qin Feng and Suzaku said in surprise. They could see that the identity of the shadow was extremely noble. If they guessed correctly, it was probably the Queen of the Yan Kingdom. The Queen of the Yan Kingdom was actually the former goddess of the Assassin dynasty. This news was so shocking and subversive of common sense. When I was young, I once saw her in the Divine Dynasty. Yes, she is the former goddess of the Assassin dynasty. I never expected that she is still alive and has climbed to such a position. Yeching Cheng said extremely solemnly, she did not expect that in such a small world, she could see the shadow of the previous goddess of the Assassin dynasty, which made her extremely surprised. According to rumors, the former goddess of the Assassin dynasty had unfathomable strength and had grown to an extremely terrifying level. Even the goddess of the Killing Goddess dynasty is just a shadow. There is no need to escape, right? Suzaku said with some confusion. In her opinion, the opponent's true body cannot come in the secret realm. Qin Feng in this state is enough to wipe out this phantom. You don't understand the horror of the Divine Dynasty's methods of seizing bodies. The former goddess dared to appear here, which means that Grandma Rong is probably one of her cauldrons. You mean, it's possible for the former goddess to take over the body of Grandma Rong? Qin Feng understood the reason instantly, his eyes trembled, and he realized the reason why Yeching Cheng let them escape. Yes, although this is just a wisp of the imprint of the previous goddess, if she can take over the body of Grandma Rong and use the divine body of Grandma Rong, the 6th level god of the princes, I am afraid she will cause an accident to you. Yeching Cheng said cautiously, the previous generation of saints killed people so much, it was really terrible. The other party had grown up for countless years, and its energy had already reached an extremely terrifying state. Just when Peacock led Qin Feng and the others through the void, preparing to escape from the secret realm. The body of Grandma Rong behind her was quickly becoming one as Yeching Cheng had guessed. This scene really shocked countless monks around. The situation here changed rapidly, leaving countless people confused about what happened. As Grandma Rong's body became one, the phantom appeared, and Grandma Rong's body began to move. Brush. Grandma Rong's body moved, and in an instant she was above the many monks, and she grabbed them downwards with one palm. In an instant, countless monks flew up, and energy essence flowed out of their bodies, converging on Grandma Rong's body. Grandma Rong's strength was restored in an instant, and her breath was rising steadily. But in the blink of an eye, dozens of monks grew old instantly, their energy leaked out, and their vital energy was completely lost. Run. The monks who were watching the excitement in the field were all panicked. For a moment, they fled in all directions frantically. At this time, Rong Mama would not let them leave. Her footsteps were disillusioned with each step, and her palms and fingers were like eagle claws, flowing with terrifying attraction. Countless monks were attracted to her and retreated towards her screaming. In an instant, countless essences were sucked dry and gathered into Rong Mama's body to make up for the blood and essence in her body. However, in the blink of an eye, hundreds of monks were all sucked dry and their bodies were lying in the mountains and forests. Devil! Is this still a human? The monks who fled to the mountains and forests far away were all trembling with fear. This scene was really beyond their expectations. If they hadn't run fast, they would all be finished. After doing all this, Rong Mama once again stood in the 6th level of the feudal lords. At this moment, she was no longer as shabby as before, and her grey hair turned black. Although her appearance did not change much, she looked much more energetic. Want to run? Can you run away? The cloudy eyes of Rong Mama, who was possessed by the previous generation of goddess, became clear, and a terrifying beam of light burst out from her eyes.